What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're looking to get your music reviewed, you can hit up this email that's right here. But today I'm going to hit you up with my thoughts and opinions on this album from Proda called SoundCloud Rapper Volume 1. Now, Proda is a rapper coming out of Tuskegee, Alabama, and if you want to find out more about him and check out his music, you can just take a look at the information box I got for you underneath this video. But first things first, man, you gotta understand that with this project, he is destroying the stigma of being a SoundCloud rapper. Whenever you hear that term SoundCloud rapper, if you're like me, you just think of generic trap music with lots of auto-crooning and maybe some lo-fi shit going on. But that is not the case with this project because he is rapping his ass off and also getting quite personal, man. I really like how he shares his story on this project and connects with us as listeners. So on the song Started, you are getting this fire-ass Nujabi style beat. It's just very mellow and smooth. And on this one, he's speaking on how he's used alcohol to cope with some of his pain. This is actually a topic that comes up multiple times throughout this project, so he is reaching people who have gone through those types of things by sharing his experience and opening up, man. I always appreciate when artists do that, and if you've been watching my reviews, I think you know that by now. Now, another track that stuck with me is Son's Pain. On this one, he's actually going into what it's like to be a man who grew up without a father, and then you're just trying to figure out how to be a father yourself, you know what I mean? You didn't have that father figure. He even goes on to say what it's like to be named after a man who has never been there for you and has never cared for you. So, you know, this is a pretty deep and somber track. You're also getting some nice guitar production on here. So again, man, I appreciate how he's opening up because it can't be easy to speak on some of these issues. Now, another thing that comes up on this project is mental illness, and this is another way to reach people, you know what I mean? A lot of people are going through different mental issues, and when you hear someone speaking on it, you realize you're not by yourself, you know what I mean? You're not some crazy fool out here who's going through shit that no one else is, and other people can give you some ideas about what they did or just what they went through. So, on the song Before I Wake, he's really just going into detail about what it was like to battle suicidal thoughts, while also being involved with the gang and having run-ins with the law. I think Proda really has quite an interesting story, at least that's what I got from listening through this project. So once you listen to it, you're going to take a lot of this in and come out of it with a bit of an idea of who Proda is and how he thinks. I think that's very important for a rapper to do that, especially if you're an underground rapper trying to build your way up, because that's how we see that you stick out a little bit, you know what I mean? You're telling your story which only you have. So I appreciate that track, and even on the song Still Going, he once again covers his sobriety issues as well as various things going on with his family and negativity in general. So he has not had the easiest life based on some of the shit that I'm hearing on here, but he's taking that struggle and turning it into great music, which is beautiful. Now, moving forward, he does tell us some other stories as well that aren't really just all about him. You get these songs Bully and Bullyside, and these tracks deal with two suicides that two young kids did. So, one track is about 8-year-old Gabriel Tay, and the other one is about 10-year-old Ashanti Davis. Both of them committed suicide after being bullied, and, you know, this is a very hard topic to really go into detail on, but I think he did a great job with it. Proda not only tells you the story and paints a picture of what it was that happened perfectly, he also kind of loans his feelings and plays some different parts just to let you know all the different details that go into these stories and how it can affect multiple people. So I really commend him for tackling topics like this and doing them justice, man. That really is nothing that's, you know, that's not that easy to do. I think a lot of people would struggle to do that, but he really pulled it off quite well. Now, I also got to say that these songs just sound great. Throughout this project, you're getting various production, a lot of synth work, some smooth jazz elements, and other stuff. So the production on this is very smooth. So you get this great content, he's a great rapper, and sonically it's very enjoyable as well. I have touched on some of the beats, but I also got to mention Bully. I like the soft vocals he's doing on there, as well as the light keys on the production. And then with Bullyside, you're getting this very smooth jazz beat. So those were a couple of my favorite beats. I also loved Surroundings. This one has a late night 90s boom bap vibe to it, so that was dope. And once more, just to touch on another storytelling track right quick, I gotta shout out the song Lil Rodney. On this one, he's just telling the tale of a young man who really just didn't have a chance, man. He had a lot of bullshit going on with his parents. I'm not going to tell you the whole story because you got to listen for yourself. But he just came from harsh beginnings. He didn't have a lot, and he got caught up in a lot of things. So Lil Rodney didn't have the easiest life, and Proda tells a great story on that track. So, you know what? At the end of the day, man, I'm going to go with a 4 out of 5 here. I think this is a very solid project and one of the best indie projects I've heard this year. And if I was going to go higher with a 4.5, I just need to hear a little bit more creativity. You know what I mean? This all sounds very good. I like the content when he's getting personal and telling the stories as well. But I think, you know, he doesn't have the most unique sound. He does stick out by telling his story. That part of it is unique. But I don't think there's anything too different with what he's doing here sonically. Still sounds good though. Now, if I did have to pick a least favorite track, I would have to go with Energy, and a lot of that has to do with those singing vocals. I just didn't think the singing on there was that great, so that kind of threw it off. But even this track isn't all bad, man. It has some very dreamy production on it, so it's kind of dope in its own way. There's just going to be little things here and there that you might not like, just like with really any album. So a 4 just feels fair to me, man. I don't give out 4.5s very easy, but with a bit more creativity, maybe more of a concept tying it all together, more unique approaches or production, just that X factor, that would really help me go higher with the rating. But hey, man, a 4 does not come around all that often, so that's a good score, man, especially in the indie league. So there you have it, man. I hope you guys check this one out. It's a pretty dope project. I appreciate what Proto was doing on here. And that's all I got to say, man. So hit me up on all my social media sites where you can show me love and show me lots of it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.